Sun Music Studio.
Hello and welcome. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs denied that Mr. Abdurrahman Ahmed Khalid Sharif, the former Sudanese ambassador to the United Arab Emirates, had any official capacity that would have authorized him to issue an official statement or any relationship with the Sudanese embassy in Abu Dhabi since his forced retirement in October 2024. In a clarification statement today, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs stated that what was circulated by some news websites regarding what was alleged to be an official statement issued by Mr. Abdurrahman Ahmed Khalid Sharif, the former Sudanese ambassador to the United Arab Emirates, is false. Regardless of the authenticity of the statement attributed to him, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs would like to clarify that the aforementioned does not have any official capacity that would have authorized him to issue a statement on behalf of the state. Furthermore, his relationship with the Sudanese embassy in Abu Dhabi ended in October 2024 when he was forced into retirement. The Sudanese government praised the statement issued by the United States, which clearly condemned the crimes committed by the militia and its targeting of innocent civilians. Government spokesman Khalid Al-Asr said in a statement, "We appreciate the clear position of the United States on the serious violations committed by the militia." He also praised the European Union statement on the same matter, which described these operations as supported by international bodies. Al-Asr called for the militia to be designated as a terrorist organization and demanded that the international entities supporting it be designated as state sponsors of terrorism. The statement called for the prosecution for foreign experts involved in operating drone system based on American, European, and international law, stressing that these activities receive direct support from countries, most notably the UAE. The statement expressed Sudan's appreciation for all statements issued by sister and friendly countries in the region and the international community. Brigadier General Nabil Abdullah, the official spokesman for the armed force, reiterated the cohesion of the armed force and the Sudanese people and their confidence in the decisive victory in the war of dignity. He said, "We in the armed force are confident that we will win a war considered existential in order to stabilize Sudan and ensure that our future generation enjoy a united, cohesive, and strong homeland." His Excellency renounced the foreign hands behind the militia. He continued, "They think we are a poor country and the nation that can be targeted and subjected so they can isolate us and achieve their goals in Sudan. But that is impossible." He added, "We will confirm that the world and our regional and international surroundings that we are a proud and strong nation, a nation whose will is unwavering and whose sons will never give up anything at the expense of their dignity and national pride." He concluded by emphasizing that the victory is coming, saying, "We are fine and the armed force is fine. We are managing by our battle and we are certain that victory will come, no matter how much money the UAE spends." The Kurdistan and Darfur Journalists Association expressed its ridicule at the UAE's rejection of Sudan's decision to sever ties with it, as if Sudan was one of the 7 emirates and as if the chairman of the Sovereign Council, Al-Burhan, were merely a delegate following its instruction. In its statement, the association condemned the UAE's military and logistic support for the militia, which has led to thousands of civilians' casualties and the displacement of hundreds of thousands and the destruction of vital facilities in the country. The statement went on to say supporting for the militia and the bombing of facilities are clear evidence that money, coupled with the loss of reason, shed blood and ignite war. It added that if the UAE considers itself an empire, but it remains a glass tower project full of glitter but little prestige. They added, if the UAE calls for a civilian government in Sudan, we call for election in the UAE so that the people can choose their ruler instead of a guardianship and the transformation of the ties into a tool for financing wars and destabilizing the security of the people. Rapid Support Force RSF launched a wave of arrests targeting their own personnel in Niyala, South Darfur on Wednesday. Local source said hours after the Sudanese Army shelled RSF position at the city's airport. The detention also expanded to include some police officers and civilians, the source added. The Sudanese Army had announced on Sunday the destruction of an Emirate cargo plane and military supplies destined for the RSF during the bombardment of Niyala airport. The U.S. Embassy in Sudan condemned on Wednesday the drone attack carried out by the Rapid Support Force against the critical infrastructure and civilian targets in Port Sudan and across the country. In a statement, the U.S. Embassy in Sudan said that the drone attacks on critical infrastructure are a dangerous escalation in the conflict in Sudan, expressing its deep concern about the escalating on the situation and reports of violence against civilians and aid workers in Al-Fashir. The U.S. Embassy called for full access to humanitarian aid and the protection of civilians in Sudan, stressing the need for external parties to refrain from supplying weapons to both sides of the conflict in Sudan. The Anti-Terrorism and Crime Against the State Court issued a death sentence by hanging as a discretionary punishment against the defendant HAAA after he was convicted in criminal case number 9/2025 on charges related to collaborating with the Rapid Support Force militia. The ruling stated that the defendant was convicted of violating articles number 186, 51, 50, and 26 of the 1991 Penal Code amended in 2020, which related to crimes of collaborating with the rebel militia, undermining the constitutional system, and waging war against the state and committing crimes against humanity. He was also convicted under Articles number 5 and 6 of the anti-terrorism law. The ruling was issued in the presence of the defense attorney, while the prosecution before the court was handled by the second deputy public prosecutor, Mawlana Ja'far al-Rashid. Guinea has commenced the process to revoke Emirati Global Aluminum EGA mining license in the country, reported Reuters, citing two people familiar with the matter. EGA is jointly owned by Mudabala and the sovereign wealth fund based in Abu Dhabi and the Investment Cooperation of Dubai. The Guinean government had issued a notification to EGA regarding the license withdrawal. The move to suspend EGA's license reflects a border effort by the resource-rich countries in the region to assert control over their mineral resource. Countries such as Guinea, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso have been actively receiving mining laws and contracts. They have also been known to detain mining activities, halt operation, and confiscate product in a bid for greater control. Pakistan said on Thursday it shot down 25 drones from India in its airbase, while India said it neutralized Pakistan's attempt to strike military targets with drones and missiles as fighting spread between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. Pakistan shot down 25 Israeli-made drones from India at multiple locations, including the two largest cities, Karachi and Lahore. Pakistan military spokesperson Ahmad Sharif said. This was your today's news by Sniper TV. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Music Studio.